State.
Our headlines. The captain becomes a colonel. On the day he celebrates his 100th birthday, the Queen recognises Captain Tom Moore's remarkable fundraising achievements with an honour.
I've always been proud to be Duke of Wellington, and I still am. And I think to get these, really, that's the icing on the cake. It truly is.
After raising almost £30 million, he's received birthday wishes from around the world and from his very proud family.
I'm really proud because I've known my granddad for all my life. I've lived with him all my life, and he's always been there for us.
Just after 8 o'clock this morning, we'll bring you full coverage of a very special RAF flyover as the nation pays tribute to Captain Tom Moore. Good morning. It is Thursday, the 30th of April. Now, his story has captured the heart of the nation. A man who, in the space of a few weeks, has gone from setting out to raise just £1,000 for the NHS to almost £30 million.
We're talking, of course, about Captain Tom Moore, and today is his 100th birthday. Throughout the morning, we'll be paying tribute to him as he celebrates this milestone.
John Maguire joins us now from Captain Tom's home in Marston Moretain. John, good to see you. What a day to celebrate. We met Captain Tom Moore on Good Friday just a few weeks ago, and we are here.
Yeah, it's the story that keeps on giving, it's the gift that keeps on giving, but it's all about one man. It's Captain Tom Moore celebrating 100 years on this planet today, and no better way to celebrate than some of the surprises, some of the tributes that are lined up for him later on over the next 24 hours or so. It's the walker just behind me. This is the track that we're all so familiar with. Started as a bit of a family joke, really, as you said, to give Tom something to do in isolation, to come out to the garden, try and do 100 laps to mark his 100th birthday. Well, that was then, this now. Inches to go, and there he is. Congratulations. Well done.
When 2 weeks ago, then Captain Tom Moore crossed the finish line of his challenge to walk 100 laps of his garden for NHS charities, it felt like the end of a journey. But oh no. Since then, the money has continued to fly in. He's #1 in the charts. Holds 2 Guinness World Records and has just been made an honorary colonel.
I've always been proud to be Duke of Wellington, and I still am. And I think to get these, really, that's the icing on the cake. It truly is.
Today, though, another momentous achievement. He's 100 years old. His eldest grandson, also named Tom, is locked down in Bristol, but told me he's with his grandfather every step of the way.
It's just been an inspiration, you know. And just what he's doing now is just incredible. I mean, it sums him up, really. It really sums him up. You know, he just can't sit down. He's got to do something. Even if it's giving back, it's brilliant.
And that brilliance, determination and selflessness has made him a beacon of hope in these dark times. In honour of his centenary, there'll be a flypast of 2 historic planes. A Hurricane and a Spitfire, icons of a bygone age, will salute a fellow war veteran. But Colonel Tom is an icon of today.
Well, the fundraising page will close at midnight tonight. Will it make that magic figure of 30 million? After all, remember, the target was only 1,000, so it's already been an extraordinary and incredible achievement. And I had the honour earlier on in the week to go and meet some of the NHS staff who this charitable money is going towards, benefiting them at this extremely difficult time. Now, one of Colonel Tom's catchphrases throughout this has always been, tomorrow will be a good day. Well, I'll tell you what, today's going to be a pretty good day too. Back to you.
Certainly is, John. Looking forward to being with you throughout the morning this morning. Thank you.
Do you know what's lovely? Every time we've been over to Captain Tom Moore's house, the sun always shines.
We have been lucky with the weather.
Lovely morning.
Particularly relevant today.
Yes. I don't know if you heard John mention the fundraising page. So we're at something like 29 million. 500 and something pounds. So the idea is he is closing it tonight, and he's going to stop walking as well. About time, he deserves a rest. But if it got to £30 million, would be rather lovely.
We'll see how that unfolds during the morning. Day of surprises today, but we know that a sea of birthday cards for Captain Tom have been put on display at Bedford School. Take a look at this.
Do you know, more than 100,000 of you have sent your special wishes. In amongst those cards, somewhere in there, there's a card from the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Dame Kelly Holmes, and England football captain Harry Kane. Staff, parents, pupils have spent hours opening each card. I think there's been like 400 volunteers, and they've created this display in the school's Great Hall. And we spoke to Hannah, Captain Tom Moore's daughter, not so long ago, and she was reading out some of them, some really beautiful messages in there as well.
So we will be spending a bit of time down there this morning speaking to some of those who are very close to this story. Also, later this morning, a Spitfire and a Hurricane will travel from Lincolnshire to take part in a special fly-past organised in Captain Tom's honour.
We are embracing brilliant achievements today. None more so than have touched our hearts, perhaps, than Captain Tom Moore. And as a result, he is 100 years old today, and 100,000 birthday cards have been sent to him from well-wishers across the globe.
And breakfast, Tim Muffet, is in amongst some of those cards at Bedford School for us. They're all on display there. I mean, I've already seen the images, but I imagine being there is a slightly different experience, Tim.
Yeah, good morning to you. Over the Easter weekend, the first cards started arriving. The numbers grew. The numbers grew. They kept on coming. And now, take a look at this. 125,000 birthday cards for Captain Tom. Now, we're in the Great Hall of Bedford School, and big though this room is, it's not big enough for all those cards. So there are some on other sites on the school as well. It is an extraordinary sight, and what a sign of what an impact Captain Tom's achievements have had. What a special person he is, and certainly in the village where he lives, the last few days have felt extra special.
Bunting, birthday cards,
Really excited.
and bells. In the village of Marston Mortain, Captain Tom's big day is a big deal.
We love Tom, and we just think, wow, I am so honoured that he's done this, and also that our village's name will be associated in everyone's mind with such a wonderfully positive thing.
Verger and bell ringer Neil Faulkner has been practising his peal.
I've been ringing these bells since I was about 10 years old.
And now you're going to ring it for Captain Tom's 100th birthday.
I think it'd be very important because it's really put us on the map.
Thank you, Lord, for Captain Tom.
In the village primary school, the children of key workers have been getting creative.
We live in the same village as him and we're very excited. It's got medals on it, glitter.
What's it like to live in the same village as Captain Tom?
Pretty cool.
Should we give Captain Tom a clap? Yeah. Yay!
Just imagine, more than 120,000 birthday cards for your granddad.
It's very emotional. It's amazing. I'm really proud because I've known my granddad for all my life. I've lived with him all my life. And he's always been there for us. He's made us think you can be whatever you can be. It doesn't matter what other people think. It matters what you think of yourself.
It's fair to say the village of Marston Mortain has never seen anything quite like this. But excitement hasn't just been building here.
In Jersey, a message in the sand.
One of the things that sort of drew on my heartstrings was Captain Tom's medals, which reminds me of my dear old dad who passed away in 1991. He was a World War II veteran. Captain Tom, we'd just like to wish you an amazing happy 100th birthday from the island of Jersey.
Street art has appeared in Tamworth. Manchester artist Jamie Green is auctioning his wood carvings for NHS charities.
So Hector, why are you raising money?
For the amazing doctors and nurses.
Captain Tom inspired Hector from Wetherby to walk 6 miles in 6 days.
Happy birthday, Captain Tom!
and wishes from schools across the UK still open for the children of key workers.
From all of us here at Westfield Primary Community School, happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Captain Tom!
And from a group of friends in Swansea, this poem.
You walk to help our NHS. Now we can help them too, by being good and staying home and caring just like you.
When we beat this virus, we'll still remember you. This world will be a nicer place, and we'll be nicer too.
Oh, isn't that lovely? And you look at some of these cards here, the messages are so touching. They are from all over the world. I'd say the words which really stick out are hero and thank you. And I'm sure those are sentiments which we all share. So a big question, what is going to happen to all these cards? Well, quite honestly, no one's quite sure yet. There's been talk of some kind of art installation or some kind of montage of some sort, but they're going to be here for the next few days for sure, but they're still arriving. Many think the number will top 150,000 by the time they all come here. It wasn't just birthday cards in some of the envelopes. Some of them had money in as well. That money has been safely banked. Don't worry, about £60,000 worth of cash was sent in with these cards. And of course, all that money is going to go to the same charities which Captain Tom has been raising money for in his walk. But you stand here, it is so inspirational to read the messages, to see these cards about a very, very special man.
Tim, absolutely. Can I just ask, on a technical note, were you airlifted in? How did you get to that place without knocking a lot of those cards over?
Very good question. There's a spill pathway been created here. So I didn't knock any cards over. You see, no cards were harmed in the making of this report. Fear not. But good question, Charlie.
Good. We'd just like to set the scene so people understand. That's all, Tim. We'll be back with you a little later. Thank you.
So he has won the hearts of so many in the nation. Good Friday, he had the ambition of raising £1,000. Let's see where that total is now. £29,567,862. That's where he's at. I mean, it's inevitable, isn't it? We're all kind of... He's closing the site tonight, and from then on, the donations he would be saying to put towards the COVID-19 fund. But wouldn't it be lovely if that did hit 30 million? It would just be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it? On the birthday cake.
Yep, certainly would. Good morning. You're joining us for a very special edition of BBC Breakfast this morning. We are celebrating a huge milestone for Captain Tom Moore, the man who really has captured the hearts of the nation.
It is his 100th birthday. We're going to pay tribute to him throughout the programme, celebrating his life and his many remarkable achievements. And, of course, in the space of just a few weeks, from Good Friday, he's gone from setting out to raise £1,000 for the NHS to banking almost £30 million in donations for charity.
In the final hour of today's programme, we will be live at home with all those presents, the messages and one or two surprises. And we'll be bringing you, of course, in the next hour, beginning of that birthday fly past from the Royal Air Force.
To a man whose story has captured the heart of the nation and in the space of just a few weeks has gone from setting out to raise £1,000, an admirable amount for the NHS. In fact, he's raised almost £30 million.
We are talking, of course, about Captain Tom Moore, and today is his 100th birthday. Throughout the morning, we'll be paying tributes to him as he celebrates this milestone.
John Maguire joins us now from Captain Tom's home with us at the moment in Marston Moreton. John, that's not John. Although there's a slightly better-looking version of him, maybe. John Maguire, you are there with that bear. That's been sent with love to Captain Moore, hasn't it? Morning.
You're absolutely right. You could tell it wasn't me because he's wearing glasses, of course. What a lovely tribute that's been paid to Captain Tom. A great little present there. It's even got the walker. Somebody sent that in. Just one of the many, many, many thousands of gifts, cards, tributes that have been made to Captain Tom that have come absolutely flooding and flying in over the last couple of weeks. There have also been some very special messages as well. One from Dame Vera Lynn, who herself is 103 years old, and also from the Royals, letters from Prince William and also from Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall. So those are just the ones from the UK. There have been tributes from right around the globe. The stage is set here for what promises to be a very special day for a very, very special man. Inches to go, and there he is. Congratulations. Well done.
When 2 weeks ago, then Captain Tom Moore crossed the finish line of his challenge to walk 100 laps of his garden for NHS charities, it felt like the end of a journey. But oh no. Since then, the money has continued to fly in. He's number one in the charts. Holds 2 Guinness World Records and has just been made an honorary colonel.
I was always been proud to be a Duke of Wellington, and I still am. And I think to get these, really, that's the icing on the cake. It truly is.
Today, though, another momentous achievement. He's 100 years old. His eldest grandson, also named Tom, is locked down in Bristol, but told me he's with his grandfather every step of the way.
It's just been an inspiration, you know, and just what he's doing now is just incredible. I mean, it sums him up, really. It really sums him up. You know, he just can't sit down. He's got to do something. Even if it's giving back, is brilliant.
And that brilliance, determination and selflessness has made him a beacon of hope in these dark times. In honour of his centenary, there'll be a flypast of 2 historic planes. A Hurricane and a Spitfire, icons of a bygone age, will salute a fellow war veteran. But Colonel Tom is an icon of today.
Well, make sure you stay tuned in after 8 o'clock this morning when we'll be once again talking to Captain Tom. That fly past you just after 8:20 this morning. They'll come over the Spitfire and the Hurricane, fly around the house 3 times, and also, hopefully, as we were hearing earlier, a special happy birthday message to Sir Tom. He has been absolutely overwhelmed, as has the whole family, by the response, as we keep saying, not just from the UK, but also around the world. Everybody, it seems, wants to pass on their best wishes. And I've been also talking to members of NHS staff, the people that money being raised by the NHS Charities Together money, the funding that goes towards helping them, making their job a little bit easier at this very difficult time. But what a story this has been. We'll talk to Captain Tom later on this morning. Join us for that.
John, and I'm pleased to see, look up to the skies, John. I'm seeing good weather there as well. Looks good.
Looks
yes,
great.
The thumbs up.
Look at that. Look at that. That's a camera person who has great skills. Look at that show.
Perfect for today.
Sarah will have more on that as well a little later on, the weather for everyone in the UK. More than 100,000 birthday cards for Captain Tom. Captain, now Colonel, we should say, have been put on display at Bedford School.
Yes, Tim is there for us this morning. What an extraordinary scene that is there, Tim.
Yeah, indeed. And over the Easter weekend, the first birthday cards started arriving. The numbers grew, the numbers grew. They kept on coming. They have surpassed everyone's expectations. The number currently stands at around about 125,000 birthday cards for Captain Tom. Now, we're in the Great Hall of Bedford School. It's a big room, but it is not big enough to contain all the cards, so many of them are being kept in other rooms in the school, and still they keep coming. It's taken around 150 members of the school community, parents, staff and pupils, to help sort them, and to do that whilst maintaining social distancing, which the school stress they have done, has certainly been quite a challenge. You take a look at some of them and the messages are truly touching. This one is from Freya, aged 9, and she just says, "Thank you so very, very much." This one, "You're a legend," a sentiment I'm sure we will all agree with. Now, the big question, what's going to happen to all these cards? Well, the answer, no one's quite sure yet. There's talk of some kind of art installation, some kind of art montage, perhaps. They're going to stay here for the next few days. Photographs of them are being taken, so that memento will be there forevermore. But it's a real visual reminder of what an impact Captain Tom's achievements have had.
Certainly is, Tim. Thank you very much. It's interesting, that word legend, isn't it? Because it's kind of it gets overused.
Not in this case.
But not in this case.
No, absolutely not. So throughout the programme, we're going to be celebrating Colonel Captain Tom Moore's birthday.
What a very interesting piece that is, because of course we're talking a lot about Captain Tom now, but it's really interesting looking back at the military history and those people who fought alongside him and how much some people have not been recognised.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, an honorary colonel as well. Let's tell you why we are celebrating him. Just to remind you, we might be able to show you his fundraising page. He decided when we first spoke to him on Good Friday, he was raising money for the NHS, and he was going to walk 100 laps of his garden, and he wanted to raise £1,000. This is how much he has raised now. £29,657,381, and that total has been going up. It's gone up about 150,000, I think, roughly, just during the course of this morning. He is closing the page and stopping donations going to this particular fund at midnight tonight and stopping walking. He must be very tired.
And you know, whenever I see that image there, I always remember that every time we have spoken to him, every time I've seen him talk, the very first thing Captain Tom, now Colonel Tom, says is thank you to those people who are working in the NHS. It is absolutely his message throughout.
Completely.
The tributes to him come, and they come more and more and more every time he says the same thing.
The reason he decided to walk is because he had a hip operation, didn't it? And so he was recovering, and that was part of his recuperation as well. And Hannah, his daughter, has said that, and I take her words, all good nature and this coming together has literally put a spring in his step. So we'll be talking to them later anyway.
Good morning, it's 8 o'clock. This is a very special breakfast with Naga Chetty and Charlie State.
We are saying happy 100th birthday to Captain Tom Moore. Just 3 weeks ago, he set out to raise £1,000 for the NHS. Almost £30 million later, he is celebrating with a special honour from the Queen as the captain becomes a colonel.
I've always been proud to be a Duke of Wellington, and I still am. And I think to get these, really, that's the icing on the cake. It truly is.
Right now, an RAF Spitfire and a Hurricane are on their way to his home for a flyover that we will bring you live here in the next 20 minutes.
On his special day, Captain Tom has received birthday wishes from around the world and, of course, from his family.
I'm really proud because I've known my granddad for all my life. I've lived with him all my life, and he's always been there for us.
Well, the fundraising page closes at midnight tonight. Let's see if we can make it 30 million raised by Captain Tom. And it's our first opportunity to say, Captain Tom, many happy returns on your 100th birthday.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. It is Thursday, the 30th of April this morning, a date that does have some real significance.
Exactly a century ago, Captain Tom Moore was born in the Yorkshire town of Keighley. Today, in the middle of a global crisis, he has become a national hero and a symbol of hope for so many.
Now, we first met Captain Tom on this programme just 3 weeks ago, and then that was on Good Friday. His aim was to walk 100 laps of his garden. Before he turned 100, he wanted to raise £1,000 for the NHS charities.
I think it's fair to say quite a bit has happened since then. Almost 30 million has been raised, a #1 record and an honour, of course, from the Queen.
It's a lot for anyone to take in, isn't it? Over the next half an hour, 45 minutes, we're going to talk to Captain Tom. We've got some really lovely surprises. One from the Prime Minister, the England cricket team included, and a flyover live by the Royal Air Force as we celebrate his remarkable achievements. Lovely story coming up. A 99-year-old war veteran has decided to walk 100 lengths of his back garden. He wants to raise money for the NHS.
They've done so well for me, and they're doing so well for everybody else at the moment.
In just 24 hours, he raised a staggering £70,000.
I'll keep on going whilst people are still contributing to the National Health Service. Tomorrow you'll maybe find everything will be much better than today. Tomorrow will be a good day.
Hi, this is a message for Captain Tom Moore. Thank you so much for all of your efforts and how much money you've raised for the NHS.
We're very proud of him. We adore him. We are just honoured to be able to look after him because he's always got a smile on his face, always asks how you are. He's a true gentleman.
And £45,000 has gone in.
What you managed to do just shows how great humans are, how great you are as a human.
The funds that you have managed to raise for the real heroes today is simply sensational.
Thank you, Captain Tom from the NHS.
It's a one-man fundraising machine, and God knows what the final total will be, but good on him, I hope he keeps going.
That, I think, is absolutely amazing that my super prince
Tom, it's an extraordinary achievement, and I've been trying to think of a song that encapsulates what you're doing, how you're inspiring all of us. And I have one, I think.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high. And don't be afraid of the dark.
You are the UK's official #1.
I think this is amazing that this should happen to me.
This is the most extraordinary thing. One of the proudest moments in my career, but it's not about me, it's about Captain Tom. Thank you for giving him a #1 on his 100th birthday.
We'll talk to the man himself. Good morning, Captain Tom. Naga here in the Breakfast Studio on behalf of BBC Breakfast and everyone who has celebrated your achievements across the UK. Let me wish you a very happy 100th birthday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Naga.
Thank you.
How does it feel? 100 years old today?
It hardly feels any different yesterday. I don't know what you're meant to feel like when you get to be 100. I've never been 100 before, so I really can't tell you what difference there is from yesterday, today, or maybe tomorrow. But I must say I'm absolutely delighted with all the people like you who have come to wish me a many happy birthday. It really is absolutely awesome, the amount of people who've been so kind to make those remarks. Thank you all very much.
Well, I can tell you, on behalf of me, the honour is mine being able to wish you a happy birthday on this programme. Are you feeling fit and well?
Yes, I am feeling very fit, a little bit cold, but otherwise I'm fine.
Captain Tom, it's Charlie here on the studio. May I join everyone in sending best wishes on your birthday? Many, many people from around the world, your friends and your families, have said happy birthday. We have a special message for you now from the Prime Minister.
Captain Tom, I know I speak for the whole country when I say we wish you a very happy 100th birthday. Your heroic efforts have lifted the spirits of the entire nation. You've created a channel to enable millions to say a heartfelt thank you to the remarkable men and women in our NHS who are doing the most astounding job. There is a tradition going back some years now where the Prime Minister takes a moment each day to thank someone for their service to others. By recognising them as a point of light. Captain Tom, that is exactly what you are. A point of light in all our lives. So on behalf of the whole country, thank you and have a very special 100th birthday.
Captain Tom, can I ask your reaction, please?
So what's your action?
Well, to get a message from the Prime Minister is really outstanding, because he has been doing so well. And look what we produced recently, or what Carrie has produced. We got another boy into the country. Well done, Prime Minister. Thank you very much for your message.
You know, only you, Captain Tom, could turn someone wishing you a happy birthday into a thank you to them and a well done to them. You've also had letters from Prince William, from the Duchess of Cornwall as well. How did that feel, receiving those?
How did it feel to receive letters from the royal family?
Well, really it is. It's hard to say, because to get letters from the royal family really is something which I never ever anticipated, because they are, to me, such good people and are doing so well. For to them, thank you very much, all of them.
Captain Tom, please stay listening, because we have Michael Ball, who is with you, I know, a lot through this journey. And Michael, I believe there's something you would like to do and say to Captain Tom this morning.
This is such an honour. Everybody join in. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Captain Tom. Happy birthday to you.
Hi, Michael, thank you.
Oh, Tom, it's an amazing day, and you're the only man who would get me into a smart shirt, tie and suit on a lockdown. I love the bones of you, sir, and thank you for letting me be part of this journey with you.
Well done for being your shirt. I mean, I don't always wear one, but I think we're doing very well together, looking like we do today.
We do scrub up nicely, Tom. And when we do our arena stadium tour together, I think this is the look for us.
Did you hear that, Tom? You scrub up quite nicely. You scrub up quite nicely like him. You look quite good.
That's right.
And when you do your big tour, your big arena tour, singing together, when you sing together on your big tour, you'll look like this.
Right, that's right, we will.
Smashing, Tom.
Thank you, Michael.
There you go, Michael. You've got a partner for a new arena tour. Who knew in just a few weeks from that moment when you saw Captain Tom to inspire you to help get him to #1, that we'd be here now?
It's the most beautiful story in the most bleak of times, isn't it? And he's given us, as the Prime Minister said, a beacon of hope, a beacon of light. It's wonderful. I'm so proud to be part of it.
Can I ask you, Captain Tom, as well? And Hannah, lovely to see you as well this morning in the beautiful sunshine. It's so appropriate for this special day. Tom, can I ask you about your new honour, which is your rank of Colonel? What does that mean to you?
Well, I must say, I was very moved by that, because to get the honour rank of Colonel in my regiment is something which you would never ever anticipate. I really am honoured by that, and although I can't read it before the public, it really is something special to be able to say honorary Colonel. And if people call me Colonel, that'll be great, wouldn't it?
So just help us, Tom. You would now like to be known as Captain Tom or Colonel Tom?
I think Well, I'm still Captain Tom, but that's who I really am. But if people choose to call me Colonel, well, thank you very much.
Oh, Tom, we're going to be talking to you for the next half an hour. Captain, Colonel, lovely man. That's what I would say. We are going to show all the birthday cards that have been sent to you from well-wishers around the globe. And Tim Muffet is in a school and has had to have a special walkway built just to get in between them, Tim. It's an amazing sight there.
It is indeed. It was over the Easter weekend that the first birthday cards started to arrive. More and more came. The numbers grew, the numbers grew, the numbers grew. And now take a look at this. More than 125,000 birthday cards for Captain or Colonel Tom. We're in the Great Hall of the Bedford School. It's a big room, but it's not big enough for all the cards. Some of them are being stored on other rooms in the school as well. It's a kind of visual testimony to what a special man Captain Colonel Tom is. And certainly in the village where he lives, the last few days have felt extra special.
Bunting, birthday cards,
Really excited.
and bells. In the village of Marston Mortain, Captain Tom's big day is a big deal.
We love Tom and we just think, wow, I am so honoured that he's done this, and also that our village's name will be associated in everyone's mind with such a wonderfully positive thing.
Verger and bell ringer Neil Faulkner has been practising his peal.
I've been ringing these bells since I was about 10 years old.
And now you're going to ring it for Captain Tom's 100th birthday?
I think it'd be very important because it's really put us on the map.
Thank you, Lord, for Captain Tom.
In the village primary school, the children of key workers have been getting creative.
We live in the same village as him and we're very excited. It's got medals on it, glitter.
What's it like to live in the same village as Captain Tom?
Pretty cool.
Should we give Captain Tom a clap? Yay!
Just imagine, more than 120,000 birthday cards for your granddad.
It's very emotional. It's amazing. I'm really proud because I've known my granddad for all my life. I've lived with him all my life. And he's always been there for us. He's made us think you can be whatever you can be. It doesn't matter what other people think. It matters what you think of yourself.
It's fair to say the village of Marston Mortain had never seen anything quite like this. But excitement hasn't just been building here.
In Jersey, a message in the sand.
One of the things that sort of drew on my heartstrings was Captain Tom's medals, which reminds me of my dear old dad who passed away in 1991. He was a World War II veteran. Captain Tom, we'd just like to wish you an amazing happy 100th birthday from the island of Jersey.
Street art has appeared in Tamworth. Manchester artist Jamie Green is auctioning his wood carvings for NHS charities.
So Hector, why are you raising money?
For the amazing doctors and nurses.
Captain Tom inspired Hector from Wetherby to walk 6 miles in 6 days.
Happy birthday, Captain Tom!
And best wishes from schools across the UK, still open for the children of key workers.
From all of us here at Westfield Primary Community School, happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Captain Tom!
And from a group of friends in Swansea, this poem.
You walk to help our NHS. Now we can help them too. By being good and staying home and caring, just like you. When we beat this virus, we'll still remember you. This world will be a nicer place, and we'll be nicer too.
It's a lovely, lovely poem it was too. Just standing here, surrounded by these cards, it's such an uplifting feeling. You read some of the messages as well, some of the pictures, beautifully drawn here. This one is by Josh and family. Once a soldier, always a soldier. That one's from Jean Ashworth, 100 years old, Captain Tom Moore, lovely photograph. And look at this, a Spitfire. How apt that is, because of course we're about to witness a fly past over Captain Tom's house. The cards here, they're going to be kept here for the next few days. The idea is then that some kind of art installation might be created, some kind of montage. They're not entirely sure yet. But what is absolutely certain is that this is a real reminder of what a special man Tom is. Captain, Colonel, whoever you want to call him. And John, over to you now, because I know you're with him.
Here we go.
Don't worry.
John, can you talk?
Not yet.
No, not yet, not yet.
2 minutes.
Yeah, thanks very much, Tim. Thanks very much, Tim. Back at Captain Tom's house now. We think, we're not sure, we think we can possibly hear the aircraft approaching. They'll be here with us in the next couple of minutes. Captain Tom, an extraordinary day, and it's really, you certainly deserve all of the tributes that have been coming your way so far. I wonder, what have you made of it all? What have you made of the reaction, the worldwide reaction?
Absolutely. Well, it's hard to describe. There's been so much kindness shown, and so many people making kind remarks. It really is outstanding. I mean, I never ever anticipate ever in my life anything like this. It really is amazing. And I was saying to everyone, thank you very much to everyone, wherever you are.
Well, it's thoroughly well deserved. I think everybody agrees. And earlier, a couple of days ago on Breakfast, we talked to some of the people that you've inspired. Miranda Meldrew, Frank Mills, Mike Bigger, Maisie and Jack. And Frank Mills, just 6 years old, little boy with spina bifida. Yeah. He wanted to raise £99 because you were 99. He's raised £500,000.
Amazing.
Oh, that's
amazing.
Amazing, isn't it? I mean, when you see all those cards from children, it really makes you, well, if you're a weeping person, it would make you weep. So the work and the thought all these children have put into their cards. But I mean, all the cards that you saw at the school, I can't promise to read them all.
It'll take you another 100 years to read them all.
That's right.
All right, fabulous. I'm just going to wander around. We'll talk to Captain Moore, of course, more throughout the programme this morning, but I want to introduce you to Squadron Leader Mark Sugden. Good morning to you from the Britain Memorial flight. We have this very special flyover today of the Hurricane and the Spitfire. Before they fly overhead, why are they such familiar? Why do we sort of look on them so fondly, especially the Spitfire, I suppose? Got a special place in people's hearts.
It does, and as we celebrate this year the 80th anniversary of the Battle of Britain and the 75th anniversary of victory in Europe, I think the aircraft, they just symbolise something so incredibly special about this country, and of course people like Captain Tom Moore for what they've done for this country and the resilience that this country has.
And we could just hear them in the distance now. The rumble that we can hear is about to turn into a roar. Those distinctive Rolls-Royce Merlin engines. Now, you fly them, of course.
I do.
You also fly the Typhoon.
That's right. Very lucky I get to fly the new and the old.
What's it like? What are the big differences between the two?
Well, they share a lot of similar characteristics, and I can just see them coming over the tree line now. So Tom, if you just look straight ahead there.
Oh, yes, you see them.
They're both utterly beautiful to fly, and I'll let everybody listen now to the lovely sound.
Yeah.
The Hurricane and Spitfire.
Coming back.
So they're going to be changing formation position now, John, as they position just behind us into an echelon position. So they'll be alongside each other to run through for a second pass.
Marvellous, isn't it?
Got the Hurricane flown by Squadron Leader Mark Liscombe and the Spitfire flown by Flight Lieutenant Andy Priest. 400 foot.
Yep.
Packed summer coming up. It's probably worth saying maybe not as busy as you were hoping to be.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we talked briefly about the difference between flying the new and the old. What are they like to fly?
Utterly beautiful. I mean, they are quite tricky. I think Squadron Leader mentioned earlier that certainly on the ground they do require your full attention, but certainly once they're up, they are utterly delightful. A real pilot's aircraft, and I can see why they have the reputation they do.
Wow, look at
and here they come again.
So lovely to see Captain Tom waving as they fly overhead. They're going to come around again for a third pass. You have another aircraft that often flies with them. Tell us about that.
So we have a Lancaster as well, which only two in the world, so incredibly lucky, and being based in Lincolnshire, to have a Lancaster in the heart of Bomber County is something really special, and I know the whole of the UK public love seeing her during the summer.
Yeah. A fixture at air shows, aren't they, right across the UK in summertime, and it's really when you come into your own. What does it take to keep them flying?
An incredible amount, and really we have a small team of 30 engineers who work tirelessly through the winter and the summer to keep these beautiful aircraft flying, so that we can show them in front of millions of people throughout the country over the summer months.
And one assumes they're a bit like Trigger's broom, are they?
A little bit like Trigger's broom. I have heard the analogy before, John, yes.
OK. We are about to hear, we hope, a live special message for Captain Tom from one of the pilots. And there we go. That's them.
Wonderful. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, really, really wonderful to see. And as much as the sight of them is fantastic, the sound of them is fantastic too.
And I think the both of them go beautifully hand in hand. The sight and the sound, there's nothing else quite like it. And Tom, from all of us in the Air Force, thank you very much indeed for everything you've done, and a very happy 100th birthday.
Thank you very much, yes.
Let's wander around then and just get a quick word.
There's one thing that I would say about... I'm one of the few people here who've seen a hurricane and Spitfires flying past in anger. Fortunately today they're all flying peacefully. That's one of the outstanding things. But I remember when they were flying not with peace but with anger.
Yeah, of course. And it's so incredible to see them here today.
It is really, yes,
to you.
Yes.
A special message as well, them wishing a happy birthday. It's still exciting to see them for you?
Yes, it really is, yes. It really is fantastic. And thank you very much. Thank you.
The pleasure is all ours, Tom.
So the pleasure is all his.
Yes, thank you.
And I know the RAF certainly been very keen to get involved today to pay that tribute to you.
Yes, it really is fantastic, isn't it? I mean, to do what they're doing, because they're a little bit held back with not so much with value, but with finance. But they're still doing a fantastic job at this very moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Wise words as always from Captain Tom. We wouldn't expect anything else, would we? Back to you, Charlie and Naga in the studio.
John, thanks so much. I mean, how much joy has been got from watching Captain Tom Moore, watching that fly past, hands in the air, fists in the air, and so right, so true, so lovely seeing those planes fly in peace and not in anger as he had witnessed when he was younger.
Executed, as you would imagine, perfectly on time, you know, perfectly the fly past as they described as the two aircraft came by. So a wonderful moment and so well deserved. It's a 100th birthday like no other.
Absolutely not. And, you know, let's tell you a little bit more about Captain Tom. Since he was born 100 years ago, his lifelong passion, cricket, is a passion of his. And he's seen many champions come and go as he's followed the game. In just a moment, another surprise this morning, we'll be speaking to former England captain Michael Vaughan as he prepares to cap Tom as the latest member of a very prestigious club. First, though, here are some England greats with some very special messages for a very special cricket fan.
Father Time, presiding high over Lords, the home of cricket. It stands silent still right now, and how the sport has changed in times gone by. 1920, when you were born, Captain Tom, cricket looked very different. Through the years, greats like Hobbs, Sutcliffe and Hutton saw a nation of Toms fall in love with the game.
And the stroke that breaks the record, while the world cheers, highest individual score in any test match.
As time moved on, cricket evolved. Timeless tests and uncovered pitches gave way to the white balls and the coloured clothing. It gave us Headingley 1981.
They're looking for that, let alone chasing it. It's going straight into the confectionery stall and out again.
And Headingley 2019. Times change, but one thing remains as special now as it did 100 years ago, representing your country. 695 men and 160 women are part of that special club of English Test cricketers. I was the fortunate captain in 2005 to lift the urn. It doesn't get any better. And we all want to welcome you, Captain Tom, to our team.
Happy birthday, Captain Tom. 100 not out. And as a big cricket fan I know you are, that is a special landmark. I was lucky enough to represent England at Test match level. I was cap number 543.
Reminds me every time I see it, sacrifice people have put into my cricket game, whether it be club cricket, county coaches, parents, grandparents, ferrying me here, there and everywhere.
Playing for England was a huge honour and privilege, and I will always cherish my England cap and the wonderful memories.
For me, playing for England means immense pride and being part of something bigger than myself.
Welcome to the team, and congratulations once again on the incredible impact you've had on this country.
What an amazing effort of the last month to raise that much money for the NHS. You're an incredible inspiration to us all.
So Captain Tom, as you celebrate a maiden century in the company of your family, enjoying the adulation and the affection of a nation, this is our way and our time to say thank you.
So amazing tributes there to Captain Tom. So let's have a look at the image now. The family group is growing as we speak. So Hannah, we've met already this morning. Also now we've got Georgia and Benji, grandchildren. Welcome everyone this morning. Lovely to see you. So let's introduce Michael Vaughan. Good morning to you, Michael. I believe you have a special message yourself for Captain Tom.
Yeah, good morning and happy birthday, Captain Tom, or should I say Colonel, from today. As you can see, your grandkids are beside you. In 2005, I donated my blazer, my England jumper, my tie and my cap to a charity. And a friend of mine, Howard Walker, bid for the whole items. And 2 weeks ago, Howard rang me and said, I think we should be doing something in these times for the NHS, and straight away my mind triggered to you. I heard you were a huge cricket fan, and I said to Howard, why don't we give Tom, Captain Tom, the nation's heartbeat, with this on his birthday and make him an official member of the England cricket team. So Benji, if you can do the duty, I was very privileged as an England captain to hand out an England cap to Stuart Broad back in Sri Lanka. Benji, this is your moment to give your granddad, who has been the nation's heartbeat for the last 2 or 3 weeks. You've done so much for the country. You've raised so much money for the NHS. And now I can officially call you an honorary member of the England cricket team.
And officially an honorary member of the England cricket team.
Oh, that's marvellous, isn't it? Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you very much.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. Captain Tom, Hannah, how much does it mean receiving this from Michael Vaughan, considering Michael had a career with the Yorkshire Cricket Club?
I think it's absolutely amazing. I mean, all this happening to me, I found it, well, it's awesome. Never ever, about 3 weeks ago, did I ever think they might get anything like this. It really is. Well, it's difficult to say what would happen to you if this happened to you. I think you would also find it it's very difficult to put into words.
Captain Tom, thank you. Benji, can I just ask you, how has it been for you and the family? You must be so proud.
I think it's incredible. I mean, I've been so proud of him since I was 3, and I've lived with him since I was 3. But I think this highlights how much of an incredible man he is, and I couldn't be more proud of him as a person and his character shown throughout this event.
Now an official member of the England cricket team. Couldn't get better than that. Thank you very much. And Michael, thank you for your time this morning. Lovely for you to join us on these celebrations today.
It's such a Captain Tom.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Those who have donated have helped raise almost £30 million for NHS charities. It's an incredible achievement. When we started this morning on breakfast at 6 o'clock, total was £29.5 million. Whoa, so we are £29,897,641. So just £103,000, which I say just 103,000. The original aim was just to raise 1,000, but short of that 30 million mark. And remember, the page is closing tonight. I know some of you have been in touch saying you can't quite donate yet, but obviously some are. So if you want to, please persist.
And I can tell you, as we've been chatting, Captain Tom is watching all of our coverage this morning, of course, at the same time, and smiling at all those messages from the NHS. I'm glad to see, Tom, that you have a blanket, because it's got a little bit chilly down there. We have some more surprises for you right now. Some members of your family who sadly can't be with you. So from Reading, it's Lucy and Max, your daughter and grandson. So, Lucy and Max, very good morning to you. A message for Captain Tom.
Good morning, Daddy. Another milestone ticked off. I'm so impressed. I mean, as your daughter, I can't believe it. You have reached the 100th year. Amazing. You've got you've already raised nearly £30 million for the NHS. You've got a #1 single, and you've encouraged and inspired so many people around the world to raise money. Well done, and I'm wondering what your next milestone might be.
As a grandson, I can say you're truly heroic. To have a grandfather who's raised £30 million for the NHS and to be part of the army as you've been and to be 100 years old now, it's something only someone special could wish for, and we're so proud of you beyond belief.
Can you hear him?
Yes.
Tom, it's lovely having a response from your family.
Daddy, if I could just ask you, I'm looking...
Sorry, Lucy,
looking
continue. I know you have a
surprise,
surprise, Lucy.
Yes. I mean, what an amazing day, and the milestone of this 100th year. We've been looking forward to it. Wondered if it was going to actually happen, and look where we are now. You know, just 18 months ago, you just can't believe what the NHS has done for my father. It really is. It's really impressive, and he's impressive. But for keeping going and keeping moving. And I know that the hearts and minds of people all around the world love him like we do. It's wonderful.
Captain Tom Moore, I know you can't celebrate in person with them, but it must be lovely hearing these messages from your daughter and grandson.
You say, thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Max. Thank you very much indeed. It's a shame that you can't be here, but that's how things are at the moment.
Daddy, don't worry.
Captain Tom, in amongst some of our research that we've been doing into your history, your remarkable life, we found some interesting moments. An appearance on Blankety Blank.
And here's your host on Terry Wogan.
Tom, what's your name?
Moore.
Tom Moore. How are the melodies?
Oh, fine.
That's good. And where are you from?
Tipsend.
Same to you.
It's a good place.
Hi, Captain Tom. This is Ruth Maddox speaking. We met on Blankety Blank many, many years ago. Well, haven't you done well? It's wonderful what you've done. And many, many congratulations to you on your 100th birthday.
Tom, have you got family or anybody you'd rather not be watching this?
Yes, I've 2 girls.
Yes.
Coming up 16, coming up 14.
Too old for this rubbish. Tom, nothing did. When the great Orlando felt that he could have done himself a lot of damage, luckily, Tom, he saved himself by grabbing hold of his partner's...
tights.
Tights. Still, the blankety blank checkbook and pen. You'll be able to show to your grandchildren for many a year.
No wonder he saved the pad and the pen from it, because it was very special.
Thank you for joining us, Tom Moore.
Nice. Always nice having a blast from the past. And Hannah, you found something that you thought was lost. What's that?
Look at this. The blankety blank checkbook, but not the pen.
Oh.
Hannah, it's worth saying
and that's a long time since.
Hannah, I was just going to say, it's so lovely that your family have shared all these moments with Captain Tom. And this, indeed, this day, its 100th birthday, it's so lovely to share it with us. And I think you're going to share with us the moment that no birthday should be without right now.
Absolutely, and thank you everybody for making this such a magnificent day. We're just so humbled by everything everyone has done.
And of course then it is time to see the cake as well. No birthday can be without a rather magnificent cake.
Look at this cake.
I'll show you. Captain Tom,
and
there
Hannah,
it is.
would you please lead the singing for Happy Birthday for us?
That's lovely, isn't it? Yes.
Are you ready? On three.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Captain Tom, Daddy, Grandpa. Happy birthday to you. Hey! Rather impressive.
A lovely cake, yes. I mean, with the Royal Air Force colours and a little Spitfire on top. That was marvellous. Yeah.
We won't eat the Spitfire then. Sorry.
Captain Tom, one last thought. We'll let you enjoy your celebrations with your family. Thank you for starting your birthday with us. But one final thought to all of those watching and who have celebrated your birthday today. One final message from you.
What?
One final message on your birthday to everybody.
Well, I say thank you all very much. It's really, it's difficult to say, but to have so many people like you, such kind people who've made such an effort and standing there in the cold, thank you all very, very much. It's very kind of you all.
Captain Tom, thank you, and thank you to your family.
And happy birthday.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Even then, he's the one out in the cold with his blanket and saying thank you to us and our teams there for being out in the cold celebrating. I hope that was a joyful time for you here on Breakfast. We certainly enjoyed it. It's great to celebrate someone so worthy.
Yeah, and it's worth saying, isn't it, that we did thank the family because all the way along they have made a point of sharing their granddad, their dad, with us in this extraordinary journey. So many thanks to everyone involved.
Yes, they certainly were. In the last half hour, the reason those guys were so welcome was because the RAF paid their very own special tribute to Captain Tom. This is the moment a Spitfire and a Hurricane completed 3 laps over Captain Tom's house for a special birthday flypast. You can see his delight.
So that was Squadron Leader Mark Discombe and Flight Lieutenant Andy Priest. And that, I think that was a moment that Captain Tom really enjoyed. You could see the joy in that moment as they flew past our special formation. 3 laps they did in the end.
I must say as well, Hannah, his daughter, has said that all of the country's support and donations to the charity that he's been raising for NHS charities and just supporting him, those birthday cards, literally put a spring in his step, giving him a new lease of life. So, and that's, he's received so much, which is why he always says thank you whenever we talk to him.
Yeah, and if you want to see a very obvious side of just how he has touched people, let's go to Tim Muffet, who's at the school where all that extraordinary collection of cards is being looked after.
Yes, here's a question. How do you organise 125,000 birthday cards when they arrive for one man's special birthday? Mandy and Bev are part of the team here at Bedford School who have been doing just that. And look at the state of the sheer scale of this. It's extraordinary, isn't it? Mandy, how did you go about doing this? What did you do?
Okay, so the cards started arriving from Monday last week on big trucks and big crates of envelopes. And after they'd all been opened by the volunteers, we then set about on Monday, and it was quite a military operation. We divided the hall into 4 quadrants, 2 people socially distanced in each quadrant, and we just worked 2 people back from here and 2 people back from each in the quadrant, and just slowly started painstakingly putting up all the cards.
Yeah, because maintaining that social distance, which is obviously why we're using this microphone, an added challenge. It must have been quite emotional, Bev, reading some of the messages for Captain Tom.
Yeah, it's been absolutely incredible. It's very difficult because obviously you want to read every single one. There have been some that have made me cry. Some of the stories have been absolutely inspirational, especially from the children. Children have been really inspired by Captain Tom, and they all call him their hero. One little boy in particular said he wished he was his granddad because he didn't have a granddad. So yeah, it's been very emotional, I have to say.
I'm sure it is. Yeah. And Mandy, very briefly, what's the plan now then? You're not quite sure what you're going to do with them, is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's fair to say. The family, we're in discussions with the family at the moment, but there will definitely be something done. They won't go to waste at all. There's various projects being discussed, so watch this space on that.
Oh, it's been brilliant. Thank you so much for having us this morning. It's been such an inspirational sight. Just looking at this, I can't get bored of looking out this incredible view. 125,000 plus cards and counting, maybe 150,000 by the time they're all counted. It's extraordinary, a visual testament to what a wonderful man Captain Tom is.
You're absolutely right, Tim. It's a joy to look at, and every time I look at that image, it just brings it home, the impact he's had. It's amazing.
Lots of messages, not just cards, have been pouring in from young and old. Take a look.
Happy birthday to you. Captain Tom, hope you have a nice day today. Thank you for raising money for the children and the hospitals.
Fantastic to see those messages, as we've been saying all morning, not just from across the UK, but right around the world, such as the way that this story has flown around the globe. Captain Tom has just hit a real nerve, hasn't he? In these strange and these frightening and these dark times, he's been a real beacon of hope, a real optimist. And that fantastic thing that he always says, tomorrow will be a good day. Tomorrow is the better day. Well, I think you'll agree that today's been a pretty special day for Captain Tom. Look at the amazing birthday cake that encapsulates so many aspects of his life. The Blankety Blank checkbook from his appearance way back in 1983. And of course, that England baseball cap there as an honorary member now of the England cricket team and an honorary colonel. And I think the thing that's very interesting about that is he's been made an honorary colonel of the Army Foundation College. So training young soldiers, something that he did during his military service way back during the war. But the cake just says it all, encapsulates this man's life. 99 years he was alive, lived a very, very full, a very rewarding life. But it's really been the last few weeks, hasn't it, that has been, as he said, the cherry on the cake cherry on top of the icing. To think a family joke, something that set out to raise 100 quid, a grand, is now just about to make 30 million. And let's try and get it to 30 million. No more walking for Sir Tom, but what an amazing, amazing man, and what an amazing legacy for the NHS and I think for all of us.
Well said, John. Thank you very much.
29,926,615. That is the total.
It's time now for us to say goodbye, but as his incredible fundraising total creeps ever closer to that £30 million mark, let's leave you with a few highlights of his story.
Happy birthday, Captain Tom.